Having observed God's willingness to transform discrete territories and cultures, only one question remains. Can this happen at a national level? Is there any evidence of God at work in a modern state, a sovereign nation? The East African nation of Uganda seems an unlikely place to look for answers. Racked with demonic fevers, this one-time pearl of Africa has spent decades in a deep spiritual coma. Its very name has become synonymous with death. As the nursery of AIDS, and as Idi Amin's personal house of horrors.
I think Uganda has been a country of pain, a country which has gone through one military coup to another.
I know what it means to live in fear.
Pastor John Mulinde was a teenager when the horror began.
People have been killed in thousands, massacres, whole villages being massacred. And sometimes you would not know exactly who is doing the killing.
Uganda's history, like that of many African nations, is filled with magic practices and secret rituals. Fetishes known as Mayembe were everywhere. And kings, even to the days of Idi Amin, are known to have offered human sacrifices. This preoccupation with killing took its toll on the nation's economy and infrastructure.
The factories broke down, essential commodities became scarce and almost unknown.
You couldn't get soap, you couldn't get anything.
The city was dirty and most of your buildings were damaged.
The morals of the people were so broken that you could not get a single thing done without having to pay for it.
Just when it seemed things could not get any worse, they did. This time, the news was delivered by the World Health Organization.
It was being predicted that by 1997, AIDS would be so bad in Uganda that 1/3 of the population will have died.
Uganda has been crying to God, just like the voice was heard in Lama, women crying for their sons.
The pain, the suffering, the sorrow, the fear, no one could console.
They developed a saying before that said that the God of Uganda had gone to sleep.
And they began praying day and night, day and night, day and night.
It came through a lot of crying, a lot of waiting.
And the presence of God would come down as the people cried out to God, and it would be manifest to the physical eye like a cloud, a heavy cloud of mist hanging over the people. When you walk into the meeting, you are immediately swallowed in. You know you're entering something that is tangible.
It was into this place that God led a young Ugandan evangelist by the name of Robert Kayanja. He was accompanied by 6 intercessors.
This is our wailing wall where we used to pray.
Besides contending with lawless soldiers, Robert's team was also confronted by a powerful witch doctor named Musoki.
I mean, there was a kind of a fear that walked with this man.
After being threatened with death, the intercessors cried out to God. Within days, it was Musoki who was dead.
After the death of this famous witch, Musoki, we begin to see the heavens open.
Kayanja's tiny congregation became a vast multitude. The Miracle Center Cathedral now seats 10,000 people, and the fellowship has given birth to 600 daughter congregations.
Uganda, which had been written off by many, many countries, whose economy had totally collapsed, which had no voice at all, and whose people were ashamed of being called Ugandans, began making a turnaround. And the healing process began.
Even the dire World Health Organization report on AIDS did not shake the believers' confidence in God.
We have seen the AIDS virus healed, and the doctors go, wow, I can't explain this, but there must be a God up there somewhere.
The power of God has also been manifested in the political arena.
I believe Uganda is in a new beginning politically.
In divine timing, God brought leadership. God began to put people in place. As we saw the government changing and the spiritual realm being changed, we felt, you know what? The God of Uganda has not gone to sleep yet. The gospel has introduced new changes even in the structure of the government. Now we have a new ministry called the Ministry of Ethics and Integrity. We never used to have that. We have seen God do great things until crime rate drops 50%.
Not surprisingly, this new attitude is impacting the national economy. While things are still tough, positive signs are everywhere.
The economy, which was predicted to collapse, has not collapsed as such, but it has been among the 3 fastest growing economies in Africa.
On New Year's Eve, 1999, Uganda joined the rest of the world in celebrating the arrival of a new millennium. But there was a special character to the Ugandan celebration.
Good morning to all of you, and Happy New Year.
So in the presence of the President and First Lady, we covenanted the nation to God for the next 1,000 years.
The covenant, which included the signatures of the President and First Lady, was remarkably explicit.
We are conscious that we have put other gods before you and worshipped them.
It read like a passage out of the Old Testament.